Good afternoon, grade sixes. Welcome to our lesson for today. Today we are going to have a lesson on science and technology. Science and technology. Today we are going to talk about landforms and maps. Landforms and maps. Landforms and maps. So in this chapter, we are going to explain and define what are landforms, and we're going to explain the uses of different landforms found in the environment. Okay, we want to define what is a landform. We're going to name the man-made and the natural landforms, and we are also going to explain the uses of different landforms that are found in the environment. Okay, so they are natural and man-made landforms. Firstly, we are going to read on what is a landform. We want to define a landform. A landform is a shape. A landform is a shape and a feature of the land surface that results from physical processes. So a landform is a feature of the land surface which results from physical processes. For example, the action of erosion of water, action of wind, and weathering. Okay, so landforms are the visible features of an area, whatever you can see in an area, right? So if in an environment, can you see like a mountain, Samantha? A mountain is a landform, right? It's a landform that resulted from something, right? Okay, mountains can result from irrelief rainfall. Okay, we can have a mountain. We have rivers. A river is also a landform. A river is also a landform as well. So when you see a river, it is also a landform, right? It resulted from a certain thing. Okay, when you look at the buildings that we have, they are landform as well. The different buildings that we have the NRZ building, we have the Blair Center building, you know, it is a landform as well. So a landform is any feature that is seen in an environment, okay? That is a landform. Any feature that is seen in an environment, it can result from many things, right? Many different things can result from erosion, it can result from human activities. Like if you look at Victoria Falls, it is a result of physical processes whereby there was an erosion, gully erosion that occurred, right? And it resulted in a gorge, and then water fell down the gorge, okay? So that is a landform. So let me read. We said one of the important parts of the earth and its environment involves the study of the relationship of air, living things, water, and rock, as well as the shapes that make up the physical environment of the earth's surface. Welcome, Tabo. Please, can you move to a clear space that is not dark so that I can see you? So landforms are the visible features of an area. Yeah, that's better, Tabo. That's much better. How are you, Tabo? Tabo, how are you? I don't know if you can hear me. So the landforms that we have are mountains. You can put a mountain, you can write down a mountain. We have mountains, we have rivers. Rivers are landforms as well. We have falls, they are landforms. Lakes, they are landforms. So these ones are natural landforms. You can be asked to name natural landforms. So you name mountains, you name rivers, you name the falls, the lakes, the lake. We have other lakes that are natural, okay? And we have other lakes that are made by men. So we have other lakes that were made by God. Remember, in the beginning in Genesis, God made the heavens and the earth. So those are natural landforms. When he said he made the sun, he made the stars, he made the rivers, the oceans, the lakes, okay? So those are natural landforms. If you look at, we also look at the falls, these are natural landforms. So a landform is a shape and a feature of the land surface. any shape or feature of the land surface. These are natural landforms. Even the oceans, they are also natural landforms. Then we have what we call man-made landforms. These were made by men. Who can tell me any man-made landforms that you think were made by men that we can see on the environment? Yes, Tabo? Tabo? Oh, I cannot hear you. And you are a bit darker. You are a bit dark. I cannot see your face as well. Try to somewhere. Now that's much better. Yes, Tabo, you wanted to tell us a landform? A dam, yes, a dam. Thank you, Tabo. Dams, we have the Kariba Dam. That is a man-made landform. We also have buildings. You know the buildings that we have. In Blawayo, our tallest building is the NRZ building. That is a landform. We have the Blaya Center buildings. We have the schools. Our schools, these are man-made landforms. Hospitals, okay? Roads, railway lines, they were built by men. They are man-made landforms. Are you able to hear me, Samantha and Tabo? Are you able to hear me? Okay. So when you talk about the man-made landforms, we're talking about the buildings, we are talking about the schools, the hospitals, yes, the houses that we have, okay? We have skyscrapers, all of those. These are landforms. The roads, the railway lines, they are landforms. They make the earth beautiful, okay? Landforms basically beautify the earth. They make our environment beautiful, okay? Yes, these are landforms. So, and also different structures. Now we want to look at uses of different landforms found in the environment. Uses. Remember that some human-made man-made landforms, they have different uses. Even some natural landforms have uses, like the rivers. They help us with water, right? They are shelter, habitats for the fish. So landforms have different uses. The first use is the socio-cultural use. Socio is S-O-C-I-O. S-O-C-I-O. You put social, then a dash, a hyphen, then socio-cultural is C-U-L-T-U, C-U-L. So it's social, then you put a hyphen. Social hyphen cultural. Cultural, C-U-L-T-U-R-A. C-U-L-T-U-R-A-L. The socio-cultural use. When you talk about socio-cultural, we're looking at, it's all about the people in our culture, okay? We have some landforms that are related to our culture. So we have landforms that are used for rain-making ceremonies, okay? That is the, under socio-cultural uses, we have landforms that are used for rain-making. We have religious ceremonies are a very important aspect of our lives as Africans. People believe that when things fail to happen, when they are supposed to happen, it is because of wrong or evil things being done. So in case of rain falling, people believe in carrying out or performing a rain-making ceremony, iwosana, okay? Have you ever heard about the rain-making ceremony where people go in Matopo there, right? And there is a mountain there at Njelele, they pray there. We have even some churches that go and pray there. Okay, they are not doing the rituals anymore. People go and pray there because this is where it is believed that the rain-making spirit medium was. So people just go there, they pray for rains. So we have some landforms like these mountains. I'm talking about the Njelele mountains. People go there in Njelele and they pray. And it is said that after praying and after the rain-making ceremony, the rain falls down. Okay, so these are other uses of some land. We have some landforms like mountains that are used for making some traditional ceremonies, like rain-making ceremony. This is usually held under a muhacha tree. In Shona, there is a muhacha tree, and the Njelele Mountains in Matebeleland, we have the Njelele Mountains in Matebeleland. We have Chiroroziva in Chinoi, Limpopo Range of the Legends, and the Matopos in Bulawayo are examples of landforms where rainmaking ceremonies are sometimes held. Can you see this picture? This picture there. Can you see it? Can you see? This is the rainmaking ceremony. Yes. This is the traditional well. There's a spirit medium there, a sangoma there, and people, there is a ritual that is made under a tree. A tree is a landform. This specific tree is the one that is used for making and for helping in praying for the rain. Do you understand? And in Jelele, there is a specific mountain where people go. They don't just go anywhere. They have specific places. And we talked about Chiroro Ziva in Chinoi. They also go there in Chinoi. There is a landform there where they are making these rain-making ceremonies. So landforms can also be used as religious places of making festivals, okay? That's why we talked about the social cultural use. Did you manage to understand the social cultural use of landforms? Yes, because you might be asked, name a use of a landform. You say the socio-cultural use, and then you explain. Or then you say, Africans, we have some religious ceremonies that are very sacred to Africans. And even if people are still going to the churches, you see that even the churches, they've adopted them, but now they are done in a different way. They use prayer. They go there, they pray, okay? They are no longer using it in a African way, but still, they still believe that it's that place, that is where they manage to pray for the rain, okay? Another use is that landforms are used for boundaries. They are used for boundaries. Firstly, they are used for rain-making ceremonies. Landforms are also used for boundaries. So landforms are very important as they can serve as boundaries of places and between countries, okay? So do you know that between Zimbabwe and South Africa, there is a boundary that marks, to say Zimbabwe, you end here, South Africa, you start there. What is that boundary? There is a landform there that marks the boundary. It makes us to be able to see, to say, the moment you see that boundary, you know, I'm no longer in Zimbabwe. Now I am going to step in South Africa. What is the landform? Yes, Tabo? Yes, Tabo? Sorry, Tabo? Yes, there's a border, yes. Before you get to the, when you get to the border, right, there is a landform there. Remember, we said we are talking about landforms. And said landforms are features. We have natural landforms and we have man-made landforms. There is a natural landform that is between Zimbabwe and South Africa. It is there. The moment you are stepping in or you are stepping on that landform, you know that my final destination, this is where Zimbabwe has ended. Now I am starting. The moment you I don't want to say the word because if I say it, you know what I'm talking about. The moment you pass that landform, you know that you are now going to South Africa. What is that landform? Yes, Samantha?
Okay.
Sorry?
Okay.
Eh?
Okay.
No, it's not a toll gate. It's a natural landform. It was made by God. It is there, Samantha. You know, Samantha, you go to South Africa. When you are going there, the moment you reach that landform, you know that you are no longer in Zimbabwe. Now you are headed towards South Africa. What is that landform? And it is a natural landform. Yes, Tabo? It's a river. What is that river called, Samantha? There is a river. We hear stories that people who don't have passports, they are eaten in that river. We hear so many stories. People drown in that river. And if you are going, what is that river? Yes, Samantha? Sorry? Kariba? No. You don't cross. Have you ever been in South Africa, Samantha? I know, Samantha, you've been in South Africa. If you go to South Africa, right, when you are going to South Africa, usually you use a bus to cross that bridge or that landform. At the moment when you are coming back, most of the times when you are carrying things, people usually they walk, they use a bridge and they walk across that river. It starts with an L. What is that river? It is a landform, a natural landform that helps us to border between Zimbabwe and South Africa. It is called Limpopo River. You remember Limpopo River? Yes. We hear that people are eaten by crocodiles in Limpopo River. Border jumpers, they are eaten there. I say South Africa because I know a lot of Zimbabweans, they love to go to South Africa. Limpopo River is a landform. Okay, it is a landform. It is a boundary. We talked about landforms for boundaries. So we have some landforms that are boundaries between different countries. Okay, you talked about Kariba. When Zimbabwe and Zambia have another landform again, that is a boundary between Zimbabwe and Zambia. That is the Zambezi River. It's another landform again. So if you are going to Zambia, the moment when you see the Zambezi River, it is between, people will say Zambezi is there a bit in Zimbabwe. It is because our Victoria Falls is also flooded by the Zambezi River. And we also have the river from the DRC Congo. It also pours into the Victoria Falls, okay? So the Zambezi River is another landform, okay, that borders between countries. So another useful landforms, that landforms become boundaries. So as the archaeologists and the surveyors were building their borders, they noticed that they were landforms, and these landforms became boundaries, okay? That's when they said, I think it's best to say Zimbabwe is ending here, and then they put their border there. So that when you see that you are now crossing this landform, you know that you are now going to another country, okay? So this is what it means when you say landforms for boundaries. We also have mountains, which are landforms that are used as boundaries of places in Zimbabwe and between countries. We have the Great Dyke mountain range, which is a boundary of places in Zimbabwe. There is something called the Great Dyke. It is a boundary. The Great Dyke is known in geography to have minerals. It is a boundary, a dike that has minerals, okay? So it is called the Great Dyke, okay? This is a trace of minerals. It is called the Great Dyke. Geologists, people of geography, they surveyed around it and found the Great Dyke to have a lot of minerals, okay, around it. So it is a boundary as well. So we have Torashanga areas. The mountains in Mutare are also a boundary between Zimbabwe and Mozambique. Okay, we have mountains in Mutare, they become a boundary. So the moment when you are you were after the mountains, then on the other side, there is Mozambique. So you have some landforms that become boundaries. Rivers are also used as boundaries between places in Zimbabwe and its neighboring countries. Okay, all right, let's talk about our neighboring countries. We have South Africa, right? Our boundary with South Africa is a landform called the Limpopo River. Okay, we have Botswana as well. Okay, we have Botswana as well. I want you to go and find out what is our boundary between, what is the landform boundary between Zimbabwe and Botswana. Zimbabwe and Botswana. You remember when you're going to Botswana, you go through Plantation, okay? Yes. So what is the landform boundary that is between Zimbabwe and Botswana? And we have another river that I talked about, the Zambezi River. It is another landform boundary between Zimbabwe and Zambia. There. We have already talked about Zimbabwe and Mozambique. We said there are mountains in Mutare. They act as a boundary between Zimbabwe and Mozambique. So these are our landforms. Okay, landforms, what we talked about, we always talked about landforms. We said landforms are features. They are shape and features of the land surface. They can result from any causes. They can be human causes, they can be erosion causes. And we said we have two types of landforms, man-made landforms and natural landforms. The natural landforms, they were made by God. They were there, like when God created the heavens and the earth, okay? He created the oceans, okay? He created the rivers, the seas, okay? Yes. When you look at the Victoria Falls, there is no one who went to build the Victoria Falls. It was made by God. It's a wonder that was made. It's made by God. No one knows how those rocks managed to create the gorge. Geographically, we can say it was erosion. But when we look at it, even our geography cannot explain it to the deepest end, because we can see that this is a natural thing. It's a natural wonder. Okay, it was made, it's a landform that was made by God. So we have natural landforms, we have the oceans, we have the seas. And then, since human beings noticed that there are some landforms that we need, they started to build buildings. We have some structures, okay? The schools, the hospitals, the railway lines, the roads. These are some landforms that were created by men. Tabo talked about the Kariba Dam. That is a wonderful landform that was built for electricity and for water supply. We have the Wange station. It's also a human landform that was built for thermal power, okay? There are different landforms that were made by human beings for different uses, okay? So we said we want to look at the uses of different landforms of the environment. We're talking about the natural landforms. The first use we talked about was the social use. We said that there are some landforms that help us for rainmaking ceremonies, okay? Someone can say, what is the use of this Matogeni mountain and these trees? What is this significance? So these ones, these landforms, they help us with the rainmaking ceremonies, like in Jelele, in Matopo, okay? We have in Chinoi as well. These are different landforms that are there, okay? They are used, okay, for the rainmaking ceremonies. Another use of landforms, that landforms are used as boundaries between countries. We have the landform in Limpopo, it's landform in South Africa. It's called the Limpopo River. We share it. If you look at the Zimbabwean map, it is there in Zimbabwe. It is also there in South Africa. It is a border between Zimbabwe and South Africa. We have the Zambezi River, okay? The moment you cross the Zambezi River, you are going to Zambia. It is said that people who stand at the top of the Victoria Falls can see in Zimbabwe and Zambia, the other side. That is a landform. It is acting as a boundary, okay? I hope you managed to understand today's lesson about landforms, okay? I'll send work on landforms, man-made and natural. I'll also send a bit of notes on that so that you are able to read and answer the questions. Thank you, Samantha and Tabo, for joining me today, and have a blessed day. I hope you are ready for opening our schools, okay? The grade 7s are already here. Are you also ready to open schools, Tabo and Samantha? Are you ready? Yes, I can see Tabo saying yes, yes, I can see the smile. That's wonderful. We're also ready to see it's been a long time. Okay, have a blessed day. Let me give you a chance to say goodbye to one another before we end our lesson for today. So bye, Tabo, and bye, Samantha. I know your audios today, they are a bit of a problem. Have a nice day. Bye.